Okay, so we are in the middle of things. Let me see if I can show folks what has happened. So I had to record this because I'm trying a weird thing. So let's see. Oh my god. Alright, I'm playing max power. This is a mystic powerful build. We so I went to the clinic, I read my family records. I told Reese there's no room for him in the closet. He found the keys and got the axe, and then we didn't have time, so we didn't like get the berries or anything. We went downstairs, we not got to the seal, got the vision, passed out. Wake up in his room, and he tells me that he carried me up there, and we talk about little things, and then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get going because Stella's missing. That might be tricky. Doc's on the warpath. I didn't take my medicine. Blocked the door. Why didn't you take your medicine? Because it makes me feel like shit. I was fine yesterday until the doc made me take my pills, and I was fine all day today. What's the harm in going a day without? And now that I'm not taking it, it's like all these weird little memories have come rushing back. Bad memories. I don't think Doc's a good person. I don't think she wants me to be healthy. I don't think she wants me to see people. And now that I'm waking up to that truth, I don't think there's any going back for either of us. I don't want to be down here. I want to leave. Why? You're safer. So, he says I'm safer there. I realize something is weird about him. And then I'm like, I don't want to hit someone with a chronic illness, but I don't see any other option. And I punch him with enough power to, murderate him, or at least drop him. But he doesn't drop. He's like, that was awesome, do it again. And then Wayne knocks, and basically Wayne knocks, and Reese starts changing. And that seals the window. I run upstairs because I have powerful build. I get rid of the chair and the paint thingies and run for the front door, but the front door is blocked with the smears. I pull, it's sealed shut. I hear his thunderous, massive footsteps coming up, and I see him, and he's like, I can't let anyone leave. Go back downstairs, you'll be safe. I can't take him. I'm not gonna let him kill his mother. He tells me I can't stop him. Disappears deeper in the clinic. And then I make my way to the clinic where the doc tells me to duck. And then I duck. She shoots. He is not quite tranquilized, and there is Wayne. And that's where we're at. I have not had a chance to call Tabitha, so this is going to end only badly. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulls in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. I can grab the axe. I can run after Doc Kelly, or I can run to... Let me go grab the axe. So I can arm myself. I rush down to the morgue, practically flying down the steps. The axe is still lying on the floor where you and Reese left it. You pick it up. A feeling of safety settles into your chest as you grip the wooden handle. At least, if you have to fight, you're prepared. Hey, Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, max power. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but I can help you, but you can help the both of us. Oh yeah, the doc gave me an exam in this version. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he had puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was going to be a bitch, but they didn't know the half of it. I need you to go to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Okay, I guess let's go to the medical storage room. Dun dun dun. Axe in hand, you rush up the stairs from the morgue and into the medical storage room. I'm here, Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get to the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Max power, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she'll just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers? Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. This is terrible. I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now, that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Okay, right. I am powerful build and I have an axe. I can help Wayne fight Reese. I've not, let me save this. Somewhere. Where was I saving max powers? Like nowhere useful. Okay. Oh, here we go. Well, okay. We're gonna go there because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm going to help Wayne fight Reese. Your grip on the axe tightens, the wooden handle rough against your callous palms. You do your best to hack through the animated smears of Reese's paintings and follow the dueling figures, but it isn't long before your arms feel like lead weights and your lungs are starved for breath. You're just not up to the task. Winded, you make your way to the door of the safe room. You approach. Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. Okay, so that was not useful. Oh, whoops. Let's load back from the choice. I gonna help Reese fight Wayne. So far, same thing. Nope. Okay. Okay. So... I'm gonna go back to that one. Because, honestly, it's what powerful build Max would do. So now we are here without tranquilizers. Shuts the door quickly. Through one of the little smears manages to slip past. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounded like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. You didn't walk me to the door after my exam earlier. You must have known I might have gone looking for something. Why didn't you make me leave? She sighs. There's something about keeping a secret for so long. It makes you paranoid. It makes you do things you know are objectively wrong just to maintain the illusion of your life. It isolates you. At some point, you just don't want to be alone anymore, whether you realize it or not. So you get sloppy. You leave things around you shouldn't. Because that destructive little part of you wants to test the limits of how obvious you can be before someone is able to put two and two together. I'm not blind. I can see that things are happening in Scarlet Hollow. Unusual things. I guess subconsciously I must have decided if there was ever a time to let someone else in, it would be now. What is this room? Old x-ray room? Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Let's talk, Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead. I have nothing left to hide. When did you find out? A little after he had puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. Figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out a few times, specialists. But there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple of inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination, but the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first. He looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Yeah, so in this run, we, didn't learn about the Ryson. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I had been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. Couldn't keep ordering all these drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it, and I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you, and what did they say? Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I want to talk about that woman. But screw it, I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. Right, we drank the tea, so it's obscured from us. And that's all I have to say about that. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. And you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad similar? Strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet. But they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, no shit, Max Power. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready. But he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change. Sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom, too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad. But every now and then, we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot-tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Why not just kill him? You think I haven't tried? At the very least, poison isn't the way to do it. I haven't resorted to any violent measures. Maybe if he was weak and they knew where to hit him, somebody could do it. But I just can't bring myself to do that kind of thing to him. I couldn't look him in the eye while I did that. And then he'd be gone. I don't want him to be gone. He's my kid. I love him so much. He has a lot to offer the world, even if he's stuck in his room for the rest of his life. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of element tranquilizers and I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. Has that worked before? He's never known the exact nature of his condition before. Maybe it was a mistake to hide it from him. But I thought it meant he could feel like he had more freedom, not knowing that if he just stopped taking his pills, he could become big and pointy enough to kill me. I'm gonna have to revoke some of those freedoms now. He's not gonna like it. But I think he'll understand, even if it takes time. I don't think he wants to hurt people. He just can't help what he is. Well, we're at it. Any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. Okay. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to the safe room. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Ah, that's Reese. Is this what you were so afraid of? Yes, Reese, that is what we were so afraid of. Also, we don't have tranquilizers. Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. But you didn't take the tranquilizers, did you? Do nothing. Come on, what's the holdup? You stumble back into the safe room, away from the open door. And Dr. Kelly, your axe falling from your hands as you do so. Why am I dropping my axe? Oh my God. You didn't get them, did you? She lets out a strangled laugh. Reese pushes his now massive form into the safe room, staring down at his mother. So we can either watch him tear her apart or, not. So I'm going to record both ways so we know. Let's save. Let's close our eyes. You close your eyes. There's a loud scream, followed by a crunch and a pop. Then comes the loud splash of organs hitting the ground. You hear another round of crunching and tearing, and then silence. It must be over by now. Open your eyes. You open your eyes. Sorry you had to be here for that. So, let's load and see the gruesome terribleness as well. Keep watching. Well, sorry you had to see that. You monster. Reese turns away as if suddenly ashamed. You knew what I was going to do. This shouldn't have been a shock. She was going to lock me away again. I had no choice. He turns, staring at you, viscera still dripping from his maw. I won't bother you again, but I'm grateful. Sorry I scared you. Reese gets up and stumbles out of the clinic, his footsteps getting faster and faster as he runs off into his new life. Shell-shocked, you stumbled out of the clinic and into the night air. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day, crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. And I didn't find Stella. Oh no, maybe I will. You don't get far before you're interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. Gretchen, where's Stella? Gretchen whimpers, then starts trying to drag you towards the woods. Follow Gretchen. You follow Gretchen. She nervously runs ahead of you the whole time, constantly looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. Gretchen runs up to her and sits in Stella's lap. Gretchen, you're back. Don't scare me like that again. You sit on the log beside her. Max Power, that ghost really did a number on you. I'm just so happy you're okay. Oh, you poor thing. I'm fine, but thanks for not being mad. I just want to know what happened. Please just talk to me. Doesn't matter. Everything's fine. What is this place, Stella? Why are you here? It's just a bunch of bad memories. There's nothing left to talk about. Come on, let's just get back to town. You keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. Stella scoops Gretchen up in her arms, and the three of you go back to town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating to her house. Oh, look, Wayne. Time for you to get home, too. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Ooh, let's punch him. You try to throw a punch, your exhausted muscles coming together and pulling what remains of your energy into a powerful right hook. Wayne sees it coming from a mile away. He steps out of the path of your fist, and you stumble, just managing to catch yourself before you fall to the ground. You should really stop trying to hit me. Even if you manage to land a blow, it wouldn't do anything. You can't hurt me. Especially not after what you gave up last night. You just run away from him. You run towards the estate, Wayne's silhouette rapidly fading into the dark of the night. You push your legs as hard as your body lets you, but the path to the estate is on a steep incline, and you aren't the same as you were yesterday. As you pause to recover, you hear the slow, methodical thud of boots on the road behind you. Okay, fine. You turn to confront your pursuer. Leave me alone. Even if you don't see me, I'm always there. You aren't getting rid of me. It's time you accepted that. Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly, I wasn't sure. But now I know. I should be able to make quick work of him next time. He's just misunderstood. He's not complex enough to be misunderstood. He's a miserable walking weapon that spends all his time feeling sorry for himself. It would be best for the world if he were put down. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. I don't need you looking after me all the time. Evidence would suggest otherwise. Whether you think you need protecting or not, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. But why? Why am I so special? You simply are. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. I found my family's death records today. Things aren't adding up. Good. You're starting to see the holes then. Look for more. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. Wayne remains silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I am sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised by what you find. Until then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundation creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horror of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese out in the woods somewhere, blood-stained and free. And then you think of nothing. Yeah, so, that's totes a thing that happened. Yeah, that was that ending.